This is Noise from the Cranium. My name is Doug, and in this episode, I'm going to continue curating my imaginary Max Webster box sets. The second box would naturally be based on their second album, High Class and Borrowed Shoes, released in May 1977. Following their debut release in May 1976, the band went on tour, opening for Rush across Canada and playing a number of gigs in Ontario and Quebec. The material that they continued to play from their first album was expanding, and often included some pretty cool solo sections. Toronto Tontos, which expanded to over 9 minutes, included this great break. The solo in Summer's Up included a jazzy guitar break from Kim Mitchell. They began road testing their new material, and by the time they were ready to record High Class and Borrowed Shoes, a lot of the arrangements were polished. Some were a work in progress, like the title track, where Kim was doubling the opening riff. One big change happened towards the end of November 1976, when they replaced drummer Paul Kersey with Gary McCracken. Comparing the arrangements for the songs they were working on for High Class becomes even more interesting, as each drummer is quite different stylistically. Listen to what Kersey does on the break in America's Veins. Now listen to how McCracken handles it. She said if you want to get down in the dark, come with me. She said the natural light in your eyes. With Kersey, they were still working on the lyrics. And the synth break. By the time McCracken joined in late November, they had the lyrics sorted out, but were still messing around with the synth solo. Here's Gravity from a show in September.
In a little savagery in your eyes. When I move, it will be tomorrow. In my cloud, I never laugh walking to the edge. Never scared at the crossroads. Never two-faced at the edge. Tender is the night.
Again, still working on the lyrics. Here's a different break in the middle. It's fascinating to hear some of these live recordings, showing works in progress that in some instances changed quite significantly. Check out this version of Oh War, with Terry Watkinson still playing around with the keyboard solo. After that, Kim Mitchell fires off an incredible guitar solo. Moving from bar band to concert opener to headliner, they never lost their ability to pull off some zany antics. Here's a hilarious version of O Canada.
Who says we can't play dance music?
And whether still finalizing lyrics, singing them in the wrong order.
Context to the stars. You pull to my full height. You black out through the eclipse. Red thunder clutching my heart. Context to the moon. You pull to my full height. We black out through the eclipse. Jelly roll on a comic con.
These recordings are very entertaining for the Max Webster aficionado. If you listen to the break of In Context to the Moon, where bassist Mike Tilka's melodic line usually shines through, keyboardist Terry Watkinson was trying something that didn't end up on the album. While working on Diamonds, Diamonds, they tried a xylophone in the second verse.
She comes across like diamonds, diamonds, lost without when the lights are low. Never wanna be lost without you. She comes into focus, focus, closer she gets, the more I go, the more I know.
Then the keyboard solo morphs into a bit that didn't make the final cut. Even after road testing the songs, there was still some work to do in the studio. I would include a number of these alternate takes and instrumental versions of the songs in my box set. Here's an alternate vocal take for Gravity, with Kim still figuring out a few things. It's also interesting to listen to the bed track for Gravity without any vocals at all. Once again, the box set for High Class would be a goldmine for the hardcore fan. Join me next time for a look at their third album, Mutiny Up My Sleeve. I'm going to leave you with the full band version of On the Road, which is an interesting listen compared to the more sparsely arranged version that appears on the album. This has been Noise from the Cranium. Thanks for listening, and I'll catch you next time.
Fights and rights, embassies and fantasies. One street towns with stoplights, one stop streets with no towns. I don't need the pattern, I don't need assistance to review the show. On the road, the heart is slow, the mind is not blocked, the feet are sore, the hands and eyes. Oh, the hands and eyes are quick to stop the world. I'd like to keep my pearly whites and I want a shirt to keep fit. I want a good steak once in a while and checkered cap to